Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Game on Cloud 9 here, and I'm here to bring you guys a new Naruto manga 618 prediction. If you love Rock Lee, if you've been wanting to see him get some kind of screen time in the 4th grade Ninja War, or just overall in Part 2, since Part 2 he hasn't really got much of that, I would definitely say this is your chapter. This is what you want to see. If you just want to see Rock Lee do something, that's all you've been wanting to see. You know, you're not asking for much. You just want to see him get a little bit of time to actually do a move or two. Then this definitely is the chapter, because Rock Lee, this chapter pretty much revolved around him. Now, you know, me being a big Rock Lee fan, of course, I really enjoyed that. I wanted to see Rock Lee have his own moment. You know, of course, the chapter starts off, you know, where we kind of all of us probably got the feeling that it was going to be about Rock Lee, because one of the lines pretty much said, "What is Rock Lee feeling?" So that right there, Kishimoto was letting us know, hey, Rock Lee, here goes his time. His time is to shine. The lotus of the hidden leaf always blooms twice. We all know that if you're a big Rock Lee fan. So Naruto, of course, and after Rock Lee, he's reflecting on his feelings for Neji. We see Naruto, of course, place his hand on Rock Lee's shoulder, and he gives him like the QB chakra. For me, that moment, of course, you know, was an emotional moment. You know, seeing Rock Lee, you know, finally getting ready to avenge his rival, somebody that he's held dear to his heart, you know, somebody that he's tried to live up to, and even reflecting back on Neji's, of course, you know, him and Neji's rivalry. You know, Rock Lee, he's pretty much going to keep this rivalry going in his own heart. He's like, hey, you know, I'm gonna keep this going. This is not going to die. And you know, this fight really showed, or I should say, this particular chapter really showed Rock Lee's feelings, or brought out his feelings a little bit. Now, I will say though, I expected to see a little bit more from Rock Lee in this chapter in terms of, you know, from action wise, but definitely seeing him going to the QB cloak. That was an epic panel, and you know, of course, you know, like seeing the whole alliance, you know, with the whole symbolism with the Hyuga clan, because we all saw the Ten Tails, of course, started to attack Naruto and them, you know, after he gave the entire alliance QB cloaks, and they formed, or the Ten Tails formed like this bird cage, or I should say it looked like a bird cage around the alliance. And pretty much Obito, I didn't even want to hear Obito speak, because Obito pretty much is saying the same redundant stuff over and over again at this point, and I'm kind of wanting Obito to go ahead and die now, even though I don't mind him. You know, I don't think he's a terrible villain like everybody says he is, but he's getting a little bit dried out right now, so I think it's about time to kind of move on and have him be knocked off. But yeah, seeing that whole scene, you know, of course, with Naruto and all the people in the QB cloaks, and seeing the Alliance gang up, and pretty much they formed one unit. And oh yeah, they also they used all their different techniques in QB cloak, of course, but they formed one unit and formed a bird pretty much, which flew out of the horse, or cut the Ten Tails tails off, pretty much symbolizing a bird flying through you know, out of its own cage. Pretty much because we all know Neji's symbol symbolizes a bird in the cage. So you can say Neji, in a sense, you know, since Naruto said he lives and burns on through all of them, that was symbolizing Neji's will. Like, that was a touching scene right there within itself. But the main purpose of this chapter, as a whole, like, served, was pretty much to have, you know, of course, show Rock Lee finally, you know, be able to display his feelings, you know, for Neji, actually, you know, of course, have some type of avengement for Neji, because we see after Naruto and them, you know, fly in that bird-shaped formation and attack Madara, Ten Tails, and Obito, Naruto throws a Rasen Shuriken, and of course Rock Lee, he goes in for a kick and actually manages to actually wound Madara, or not wound him as far as, because he's an Edo Tensei, so he's going to regenerate, but actually be able to sever him from the Ten Tails. And for me, that was really exciting, but at the same time, it's kind of didn't make sense a little bit. I mean, it did, but it didn't. Like, on one hand, one can say, all right, Madara, you know, he's connected to Ten Tails. He can't really do much right now. He's controlling the Ten Tails. But at the same time, I'm thinking, like, you couldn't have moved. You couldn't have, I don't know, had the Ten Tails move its arm or something like that. I mean, it's just almost like they kind of just sat there and just let it happen. So that part of it didn't really make sense to me, but I did still enjoy seeing Rock Lee go in and actually get one in on Madara. And I know probably a lot of Rock Lee fans probably enjoyed that as well. And, you know, of course, it ended with Naruto giving his little speech, you know, the same Bond speech, which at this point I find like it's kind of getting stale, only because I look at it like, we've heard the Bond speech over and over again. Naruto versus Sasuke. We've heard Naruto talk about it last time he saw Sasuke, probably like about twice. Heck, there's even a movie called Naruto Shippuden Movie 2 Bond. So if you're not understanding the Bonds concept, I say go check that out. But I mean, I don't mind Kishimoto refreshing us on stuff. But sometimes, I mean, these speeches, this is a war, and me being, you know, big Naruto fan. A lot of you guys out there already know I am. I feel like after a while, certain speeches, there's a time and place for them, but I don't feel like you should be having one every single chapter, every 5 seconds. Your story has to progress. Things have to move on and move forward. So I don't really feel as though that speech is really needed. Although the cliffhanger for this week's chapter definitely was good, and I also did like the fact that Kurama took the time to explain the whole Naruto transferring the Nine Tails chakra thing to all the different Shinobi Alliance people, because I know a lot of people said they were confused on that. I understood it, but I'm glad that Kishimoto went ahead and actually verified it and kind of, you know, explained, went a little bit more in depth with it so that everybody could come more to an understanding of it and everyone couldn't complain about it anymore. But, you know, pretty much, yeah, the main things covered. Rock Lee's feelings, of course. We also got an explanation of the Nine Tails chakra, a little bit of symbolism in terms of Neji, you know, and the whole bird cage, and then the cliffhanger left off with us seeing, of course, you know, Sasuke arriving at the whole, you know, that particular, I'm thinking temple or whatnot. I'm believing this is going to be the Uchiha clan's residence or whatever, wherever they were at, wherever they stayed, because that's what it looks like from what I remember. Because I'm like seeing the Torii symbol and seeing like the buildings that's right next to it. From any time we see the Uchiha clan, it just reminds me of where they used to stay, especially since it's seen, they talked about how they were like in the corner of the village, and seeing how they didn't walk directly in the village right when Orochimaru and them first arrived. So I'm definitely thinking it's probably going to be the old Uchiha clan residence. But my only issue with that is, if it is, then why did Sasuke act as if he didn't know where they were going? Like, Orochimaru, lead the way, I don't know where I'm going. It's like you don't know where you used to live, like a good chunk of your life. Not only that, but you lived in Konoha for most of your life as a whole. So I definitely would think you would know where you used to stay. I mean, just saying. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys out there probably moved from another house before, and you probably know where you used to live, depending on what age you were. So I don't know. It's kind of weird if that's the case. Although there's probably more to it or something else different. Although if they end up going down those stairs under the tatami mats in the Naka Shrine and go to that tablet, and Sasuke's acting like he never saw that before, I'm calling bullshit on that, because he's seen that before, he's read that, so that makes no sense. But I definitely don't think that's going to be the case, because, you know, I mean, I'm like, as much as people think Kishimoto's been messing up, I definitely don't think he'd mess up and do something that retarded. Although I do think Kishimoto is a good writer. For anybody who's probably wondering, you know, thinking if I'm maybe thinking, oh, well, are you saying that Kishimoto's a bad writer because of this? No, I'm just hoping that he doesn't make that mistake, because I don't know, I'm really hoping it doesn't go that far. But yeah, definitely this week's chapter, if I were to even give it a rating, I would say maybe 7 out of 10, because I also had a big issue with the art. The art to me was lacking a lot, because there was a few panels, like especially at the end where we saw Orochimaru, his shoulders were looking a little bit too big. I don't know if that was just the outfit he was wearing, or maybe there's something underneath his cloak or whatnot, but his shoulders were looking a little too big. You know, there was a couple panels where Naruto's headband and his face was looking a little funny, to me at least. And so the artwork was lacking a little bit, and I think artwork is definitely important. I don't think it should be so sloppy. And, you know, this has actually been, to me, the artwork was a bit sloppy in some of the panels in this week's Naruto chapter. So, you know, of course, that's kind of a problem. As for what I think is going to happen next week, this is for the prediction part for all you guys that have probably been waiting for me to go ahead and give my thoughts. I mean, definitely think that, you know, we're going to start to focus on Sasuke now, because we've been waiting for quite a while to get to Sasuke's part, and the cliffhanger kind of left off as if now we're going to focus on Sasuke. The Ten Tails transformation, obviously, is going to be on its way, because the Ten Tails has been getting thrown around and knocked around recently, and personally, I don't really like that much. I know a lot of you guys out there probably don't like that as well, but definitely, I'm thinking I can understand why we're seeing that right now, because I definitely think the third transformation, especially now that Madara and Obito aren't controlling it, is going to bring its A game. Like, the third transformation is going to be the one that blows us all away, the one that shows us, hey, this is the imperfect Ten Tails. This is what the Ten Tails can do. Because right now, we all know this thing is kind of just sitting there, just doing things here or there. It's not really living up to all the hype that we all wanted to see. So, Ten Tails, maybe I'm thinking a couple chapters down the line. Right now, you know, when we're probably going to focus on Sasuke maybe for a few chapters, and then maybe we'll flash back over to Madara and them after they've been fighting with Madara and Obito for a little bit. Definitely think Rock Lee is going to be probably one of the main fighters. Like Rock Lee and Guy are going to be the main fighters that fight against Madara. And you know, I don't know if they're going to beat them, but they're going to beat him. But I definitely think that they're going to give him a little bit of a hard time since they have the QB cloak and if they go into the gates. So I do expect a lot from that particular fight. Obito probably will be taken out maybe by Kakashi. So this is probably going to start being where everything starts to come to an end as far as Obito and Madara. I'm not sure if Madara will make it out of this battle or not. He may not. I used to think he would, but now that Rock Lee got one over on him, I'm kind of iffy because now it kind of makes him seem not weaker because he's definitely uber powerful, but this battle's been dragging out a bit too long for me to see him making it really past this particular arc. Because I know a lot of people out there are thinking, oh man, like this is the final arc, Fourth Grade Ninja War, and a lot of people that are disappointed with it. I really don't have that vibe, or I definitely think if this is the final arc, that there's going to be another half to it that's going to be involving Sasuke, because Sasuke, we haven't seen him do much since Danzo. I mean, yes, we've seen him a little bit during the Kabuto fight, but Sasuke still has plenty left to his story that has to be told, and I'm pretty sure Kishimoto wants to give him a decent amount of screen time before it comes to an end. I don't think that we're going to just jump from from Naruto versus the Ten Tails to Sasuke versus Naruto. There's going to be a little bit of time in between that. So hopefully, whatever happens after this Ten Tails battle, after we see the reactions from all the shinobis, right now, of course, we're going to be focusing on Sasuke and the people who know everything. Definitely I'm hoping that, Sasuke, whatever he's got going on with that scroll, that the final arc, if there is going to be a second arc, hopefully the final arc is way better than what's been going on right now. Hopefully Sasuke's maybe leading his own charge, his own game plan or whatnot, maybe starting up his own version of a war. And I'm also thinking, I think I may have told you guys this before, who knows, I may even make a whole video on it, but I wonder if Sasuke may actually resurrect the Uchiha clan. Like, I know some people are recently throwing out those theories, but I know I thought about this a long time ago, and I think I've mentioned it in a video a while back, that Sasuke, there's a possibility that maybe the entire Uchiha clan may rise up and maybe end up fighting against the Shinobi Alliance. I mean, we all know that the Uchiha clan did want to do the coup d'etat before, so it would be kind of cool to see them actually, be able to come back and get the vengeance that they all originally wanted. So, I mean, maybe the Uchiha clan will come back. I know a lot of people think the Hokages are going to come back. I'm a little iffy on the Hokages coming back, only because I think about them being sealed up in the belly of the Reaper. But I definitely think this is probably the time, for you guys to throw out your last theories on who you think the people who know everything are. Because I do think we're probably going to either see them next week or they're going to be the cliffhanger of next week. Definitely, I'm thinking more or less the cliffhanger of next week they're probably going to be, because Kishimoto is probably going to try to stretch this out a little bit longer as far as the mystery goes with them. Like, we're probably going to see them like turn around at the end of next week's chapter and maybe not be able to clearly see their face, but maybe see a silhouette or something like that. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this particular review / prediction. I really hope that you guys subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my content, and don't forget to like this video. So if you liked it, please put a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, you can put a thumbs down. The choice is yours, and that's pretty much it. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.